Lesson 279, creation's freedom promises my own. I just did say creation's freedom promises my own. Creation's freedom promises my own. Welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. My name is Judith and this is part of the Lucid Mind Center. Today we are in the town of Pashman, on the island Pashman. It's actually a very small town and it's very busy here. So I don't know how the sound quality is. People are living the life. It's a Friday. I remember having a picture taken here with a hat when I was about 20 years old. That is 35 years ago. It is really, really beautiful. And the reason why this is called Qigong support is because at the end, after reading and contemplating this lesson together with you, I'm going to guide you to a Qigong class, either a seated meditation, which I have recorded specially for this particular section of what is the Christ, and what better place to read this for you than in this Catholic country here in Croatia. Or I'm going to guide you to a standing meditation, which I have recorded especially for Course in Miracles students. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and at the end let me know what you think, especially after you've done the classes together with me. Let's begin reading our lesson together. And I'm going to give you more instructions at the end. Lesson 279, creation's freedom. I did it again. Creation's freedom promises my own. The end of dreams is promised me because God's Son is not abandoned by His love. Only in dreams is there a time when He appears to be in prison and awaits a future freedom, if it be at all. So we are constantly waiting for something which is far away in the future. Yet in reality, His dreams are gone, with truth established in their place, and now is freedom His already. Should I wait in chains which have been severed for release, when God is offering me freedom now? And I think it is a very great spot to be and talk about freedom and peace and quiet and tranquility, is because right now there's just you and me, a few birds and the sea. And it's freedom. Freedom is now. But if we are constantly putting our mind into the future and hoping for that freedom or this release or this union somewhere in the future, then we are missing half of our life, or maybe even 80% of our life. And we don't want to do this. We want to remember that the freedom is now. It's in this particular moment. Creation's freedom. I will accept your promises today and give my faith to them. My Father loves the Son whom He created as His own. Would you withhold the gifts you gave me? And here we are talking, the you is with a capital U. So who is that you? Is that your holy self? Is that God? Is that the Christ within you? Is that your true self? Would you withhold the gifts which God has given you? The freedom and the peace and the joy and kindness and the light within you and around you. When I started reading this, a couple of times, instead of saying creation's freedom, I said creation's freedom promises my own. And of course, I am Croatian. I am born Croatian. I'm born in the north of the country, and I have grown up in Vienna, and now I live in Spain. And being here sometimes is bittersweet. Sometimes it's very sweet, very enjoying, very peaceful. And then other times there is issues maybe with the family or between them. And I can also understand why we had this war not so long ago. It's because the way we are looking at life. And so it's kind of a bittersweet experience. For one hand, I'm really happy to be here. And the other hand, I'm thinking, why am I not living here? Why can I not live here all year round? Why can I not be here near this beautiful sea and near this beautiful coast? And yesterday actually was raining all day. It was raining all day. It was just like any other day in Europe. It began in the morning, or it began at the night before, and it was basically raining all day through and all the night through. And that's of course why everything is so beautifully green here. But I forget that I forgot about that. I live in the Canary Islands. In the Canary Islands, it rains 3 times a year. And you have got this beauty of sun and sea all year round. Miss the other things, miss the greenery. But that's what you have there. This lesson is for me really, because I forget to enjoy the moment. I really do. And I always plan so many things for the future where I then forget to really enjoy and be in this present moment, which the Course is really suggesting to us all the time, that the happiness and joy and peace and freedom, this is always in this particular instant. And it is a question of being aware of this instant or not. It's a question of being aware that the space this body occupies is yours or not. Whether you claim this as a higher self or whether you claim this as an ego. This is always your choice. So with this in mind, let's read the lesson one more time. Creation's freedom promises my own. So the freedom of creation, that freedom, like this bird, there is a seagull which is flying now, which is probably going to come into the camera any second now. The freedom of that sea, the freedom of this tree, the grass, the islands over there. None of this we have created. This has all been here. We have made this wall and we have made this beach walk. But all that's filled with life, we have not created it. The only thing what we have maybe done is given it its space. We have unsealed the earth. And when you unseal the earth will spring. There is trees and grass and animals and everything will come to this area, which we unseal. We take the sealing off, the asphalt off, and we're taking the stones and everything away. And so this is creation's freedom. Creation's freedom promises my own. It promises our freedom. The end of dreams is promised me because God's Son is not abandoned by his love. Only in dreams is there a time when he appears to be in prison and awaits a future freedom, if it be at all. I have heard myself say so many times, I don't get it quite yet now, but I will in the future. So I put my understanding far into the future and actually kind of deprived myself of the understanding because I felt it had to happen somewhere in the future. No, the understanding is now, because the understanding is felt with the heart. It's not something you need to even understand intellectually. You just need to experience it and ask for help from the Creator. Please let me experience that freedom in this moment. That is, for example, a prayer which can be fulfilled instantly. Only in dreams is there a time when he appears to be in prison, the Son of God, and awaits a future freedom, if it be at all. Yet in reality, his dreams are gone, with truth established in their place, and now is freedom his already. Should I wait in chains which have been severed for release when God is offering me freedom now? If you're going to meditate by yourself, because you've done this meditation several times with me now, then remember the idea of the lesson and also the prayer. Read the prayer and meditate on the prayer. And in the Qigong class, I'm going to ask you, in the seated class, I'm going to ask you to read the idea and also read the prayer. I will accept your promises today and give my faith to them, to your promises, to your gifts. My Father loves the Son whom he created as his own. Would you withhold the gifts you gave to me? The Creator, would he withhold his gifts he gave to me? Would you, the Father, actually withhold the gifts you've given me? Of course not. So the only one who's withholding those gifts is us when we are focusing on the ego. Beautiful. So when you are going to go into the seated Qigong class, you leave the book next to you so you can read the idea and also the prayer. And if you're doing a standing meditation where I'm going to prompt you to read your lesson, then you can just read the lesson and then just contemplate what the lesson means for you. The standing Qigong I recommend to do earlier in the day, and the seated Qigong you can do anytime, especially before bed, if that's when you like to do it. For this A Course in Miracles lesson, I am suggesting this seated Qigong class which I recorded for What is the Christ. Here is a standing Qigong class, which I recommend. Here you have What is the Christ. I recommend you read today with me if you haven't done it yet. And here is a whole list of Qigong classes if you would like to do another one. Thank you for being with me. Love, light and Qi with you.